Raha Shirazi. I am based out of Toronto, a filmmaker. My film's called Acqua. It was made in Italy, and it's about a girl that travels very far to bring back water, and it's a meditation on life and death, really. The whole idea for the film started with trying to make a film about a place where you connect to nature and the nature itself. And I was in this beautiful place in Italy. So I'm there and I'm trying to think, what can I make? And I'm surrounded by water, of course. And I started to think about what I have experienced in my life. And water was one of the first things that came up. And I thought about how water plays an incredible role in all of traditions and in life itself. And I think if you've seen the short, you know what the water force in the film is about. But it's the essence of life. Yet when we pass, I think it also carries us through death. So I thought this one element sums up life and death so perfectly and so beautifully. So I tried to use that in the film to tell a story, really.
You did use water as a way to communicate because you didn't speak a single word in your short film. Tell me about the decision to do that.
Well, I think as a filmmaker, we start to think about how basically film is a visual medium. You tell a story through images. And what does that mean? So the next thing that I did for myself was I thought about the challenge of telling a story without any kind of dialogue. So using sound and imagery on its own to convey a story. So that was why I decided to leave that out and said, okay, so here's a challenge. Try to tell a story and communicate to your audience without using dialogue at all.
There was a moment in the film that I wanted to know whether it was a happenstance, whether it was CGI or what, but the rainbow at the beginning. How did that, was that a fluke?
It was. I mean, all of our locations had been location scouted. We shot the film in a day and a half. It was a very short period of time. So we had gone to all the places and we knew exactly where we wanted to be. And the film itself is incredibly a personal film to me, and it's a personal story. And so it seemed like every time we were going to do stuff, there were things that were incredibly challenging. So we got snowed in, everything was closed down. It was very hard to try to get to where we wanted to get to. And somehow, at the end of it, and that is literally one of the last things that we shot, when we got there and we had gone through the entire process, there it was, in our last location, a rainbow. And I think it was really in some way like disconnection between us and what we were doing in this place. It was a beautiful coincidence. I think as a Toronto-based filmmaker and someone who's based here, it's such an incredible festival to be a part of, because not only is it so significant nationally, but it's a huge international festival, and you can make a lot of connections by meeting other filmmakers, seeing what is being done around the world. And even as a filmmaker, you get a chance to see a lot of films and a lot of work that otherwise would not be screened in theaters. And I think that really sums up for you what is happening in the world. Where is everybody thinking? What are artists doing? And that on its own can be incredibly inspiring. So there's that aspect of it. And then the second aspect is you can meet the people in the industry who are doing work. And so if you are, like myself, trying to make a feature and move on to bigger projects, it's an incredible place to meet and make those connections.
Is your next project something focused towards being a short or a full feature?
A full feature. I consider myself very much a Canadian-Iranian filmmaker because I immigrated to Canada when I was 11. However, that being said, I think that if it wasn't for Canada and for the opportunities that are here for an emerging talent, whether it be in film, in visual arts, and all the grants like Canada Council, Ontario Art Council, Toronto Art Council, these are organizations that without a doubt have helped me be able to move on forward and put my projects into place. And so in that sense, I think I'm incredibly grateful to this country and what it had to offer. And I do think that Canada is a very young country which is growing incredibly and significantly. And every time you look around, there's new talent coming from everywhere. And there's a whole new generation of filmmakers which are, whether they're immigrants or different, and like they have grown up in the city, have completely different perspective towards what Canada is. And I think their talents and their ideas is really is going to really put Canada on the map in a much greater scale. Looking at the film industry itself, what's really inspiring to me is the international and the global movement that is happening with co-productions, with directors from different countries moving to other places to discover these spaces and tell their stories. stories. And all of these are things I think are going to be the next platform for filmmaking and art. And I find all of those incredibly, inspiring, I guess. Yeah.